Yan. Can you again see yung yung shared screen? Kita na ba ulit?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. This is the very basic formula in in taxation, no? Para yan yung sa accounting yan. Yan yung katumbas ng sa accounting na asset minus liability is equals capital. Babalik at babalik ka doon, no? No matter how advanced you are, the underlying computation would be that. In taxation, this would always be generally the underlying computation, no? Gross income minus allowable deduction will equals taxable income. Okay? Now, since we're talking about compensation income, the easier part here in compensation income is that taxpayers earning solely from compensation are not allowed to claim deductions. Ibig sabihin, pag empleyado, wala ka dapat makitang ganyan. Okay? Pag empleyado, there is no allowable deduction. You are not entitled to claim allowable deduction. Ibig sabihin, kung ano ang kita mo, generally, kita mo, gross income, yun ang taxable income mo. Okay? Kaya medyo malaki, if yung mga kaltas, medyo malaki. Okay? Medyo malaki yung mga kaltas. Okay? But does it mean that persons earning solely from compensation do not enjoy any benefit or tax shield at all? No, meron, no? Which we will be discussing. Okay? So, paano ba natin masasabi na or how can we tell that a person is a compensation income earner? Okay? The very and most important element there is that there is an employer-employee relationship. Ibig sabihin, there is an employer-employee relationship. Merong employer, merong employee. Okay? Merong employer, merong employee. This does not include contractor, freelancers, or subcontractor. Generally, they are not included. Generally, they are not included. If they are in reality a contractor, a freelancer, or subcontractors, hindi yan kasama. Or they are not included. May dapat mayroong employer-employee relationship. May empleyado, may employer. Okay? May empleyado, may employer generally. Okay? Okay. So, alam natin, supposing there is an employer-employee relationship, no? Hindi pala kayo. Types of employees. Okay? Supposing meron ng employer-employee relationship. Now, we study what are the types of employees for the purpose of taxation. Para sa for the purpose of taxation, no? There are two. Unang-una, supervisory or managerial and rank and file. Okay? How can you say that a person holds a supervisory position or managerial position? Okay? Or how can you say that a person is holding a rank and file position? Pag supervisor or manager ka, the nature of your work usually involves policy making, implementation of the policy, company policy, or directives. Ibig sabihin, ang nature ng work mo, you supervise, you implement a policy, policy na ang gumawa ay higher level management, board of directors, or high level key employees. O kaya naman, you are managing certain groups of rank and file employees, you're managing a department, and you are implementing policies, you're pursuing or furthering yung mga instructions from above, no? More on policy making and implementation. Pag rank and file, no? Rank and file, yung work mo is yung paulit-ulit, routinary, no? Routinary ang work mo. Okay? And I suppose alam naman natin kung ano ang difference ng supervisor, manager, and rank and file. Okay? What's the point of distinguishing the two? Okay? Meron kasi later on distinction. Okay? Just keep this in mind muna. Okay? Keep this in mind. For the purpose of kung ano matatanggap from employer to employee. Ang matatanggap, anything, no? Anything the employer, no? Anything which was paid to the employee is a compensation income. Compensation income is, okay, will form part of gross income. So, yung sahod mo, ma-add dito. Okay, plus sahod or compensation income. Okay? Compensation income. Okay? Since wala kang allowable deduction, okay, kung ano yung nandito mo, ito yan. Ito na yan. Okay? Ito na yung sahod mo, yan yung taxable income. Okay, supposing purely compensation income ka, doon muna tayo, simplihan muna natin. Okay, later on kasi pwede naman sumasahod ka and at the same time meron kang other income. Meron kang negosyo. So you are earning compensation income and at the same time you have other income such as income from engaging into trade or business or practice or profession. Okay? Okay, going back, anything na ibigay ng employer kay employee, papasok yan sa compensation income. Okay, anything na ibigay ni employer kay employee, papasok yan sa compensation income, which is gross income. Will form part of gross income. Okay? Now, let's go to exemptions, of course. No? Okay, sige. Before that, no? Previously, we've discussed no, yung withholding system. Okay? Withholding system. We've discussed this in final income tax, di ba? I've also made mention of withholding tax system, yung kaltas pag nagtatrabaho, di ba? So, ito na yon. Okay? Ito na yon. So, ano lahat, no? Ano lahat ang nasasubject sa withholding of income tax. Okay? Okay? Particular tayo ngayon, withholding of income tax on compensation. Okay, ano ang nawi-withholdan? Unang-una, general rule, compensation income. Okay, ibig sabihin, kaya ka nawi-withholdan kasi subject yan sa tax, no? Taxable yan. Okay? Nawi-withholdan ka, kaya ka nakakaltasan. Okay, the general rule, makakaltasan ka. Basta ang tatandaan mo dito, pag subject ka sa tax, you are subject, makakaltasan ka. Makakaltasan ka ng employer mo. Okay? Kakaltasan ka ng employer mo. So, ibig sabihin, no, yung sahod mo, it will be subjected to withholding of income, withholding tax, no? Ano naman ang mga items, no, not subject to income tax? Okay, items, ibig sabihin, ano yung mga pwedeng matanggap ng isang empleyado na hindi masasubject sa income tax? Ano yung mga yon? Okay? Ano yung mga yan? Meron tayong tinatawag na mga de minimis benefits. Okay? What are the minimis benefits? Okay? What are the minimis benefits? These are facilities and privileges of relatively small value. Okay? These are facilities and privileges of relatively small value. Ibig sabihin ko, mga maliliit-liit na benefit na binibigay sa mga empleyado. Okay? Maliliit-liit na bagay, na benefit na binibigay sa empleyado. Take note, pinag-uusapan natin dito, de minimis benefits. Okay? Ibig sabihin, not all benefits are de minimis benefits because only de minimis benefits are not subject to income tax. Okay? Ibig sabihin, benefits received by an employee that are not considered de minimis are subject to tax. Okay? Yeah. Ibig sabihin, hindi lahat ng benefits exempt. Pag ang benefit na na-receive mo, hindi siya de minimis benefit, it is not considered as a de minimis benefit, it is subject to tax. Okay? So, what's the key in studying this one? You memorize what are these de minimis benefits. Okay? You memorize what are these de minimis benefits. Okay. By way of example, no? A benefit, an ordinary benefit which is not okay. Sige, bago ang lahat. Let's first define what benefit is. What are benefits? Benefits are remuneration received other than compensation income. Ibig sabihin, benefit yan. No? Other than yung pasahod sa'yo, no? Other than yung sahod mo para dun sa trinabaho mo, pag may na-receive ka, tawag doon benefit. Okay? So, bigyan natin ng abbreviation B. No? If the benefit is received, no? If the benefit is received by a rank and file employee, it will form part of the compensation income. Employee will be subject to tax. Okay, the employee will be subject to tax. Take note of this one. Okay, it would be the employee. Okay, ibig sabihin, kuwari yung boss mo binigyan ka na bigla ng bonus. Okay, you are a rank and file employee. Okay, rank and file ka. Binigyan ka ng bonus, benefit, no? Other than yung compensation income mo, no? Binigyan ka for example, productivity bonus. It will be subject to tax because it will form part of your compensation income. Parang sinahod mo din. So therefore, the employee will be subject to tax. And consequently, it would be subject to withholding. Kasi nga, subject ka sa tax. Kung subject yung income sa tax, masasubject yun sa withholding. O, teka lang, bago mo ma-receive, makakaltasan ka. Okay? Makakaltasan ka. Okay? Makakaltasan ka. Basta pag subject ka sa tax, yung magbibigay ng pera, yung payor, magwi-withhold siya. Discuss na natin yan, yung withholding system. Okay? Paano naman if the benefit was received by a supervisory or managerial employee? Okay? Will the treatment be the same? Ibig sabihin, will it also form part of the compensation income of the supervisor or managerial pag yung benefit ang naka-receive si bisor or si manager? Will it still form part of your compensation income? No. It will be subject to fringe benefit tax. Fringe benefit ng tax. Yan. Who will pay? It is the employer who will pay. tax because it is the employer who will be subject to tax. Ang tax na yun tawag fringe benefit tax. Okay? Ito yon, FBT. So take note of the distinction. Okay? If ang makaka-receive supervisor or manager ng benefit hindi de minimis benefit ordinary benefit. Ordinary benefit. Bigyan natin ng ordinary. Ordinary benefit other than fringe benefit. Okay? Ang naka-receive rank and file, the employee, yung rank and file subject sa tax. Ang naka-receive supervisor, it is the employer who will be subject to tax. The employer will pay fringe benefit tax. We will discuss this sa finals. Okay? Ay, next term, final. Tama. Okay? So, ordinary benefits, this is the general rule. No? Okay? This is the general rule. The exemption, of course, is if the benefit received, by the rank and file or supervisory or manager is a de minimis benefit. Okay, take note of this one. Pag ang natanggap de minimis benefit, wala tayong pake kung rank and file yan or supervisor yan. It is exempt from taxes. Okay? It is exempt from income tax. It is exempt from, let's be particular, income tax. Therefore, also exempt from withholding. Exempt sa tax eh. Okay? So take note, if the benefit received is a de minimis benefit, either received by rank and file or a supervisor or manager, no? It is exempt. Kahit sino naka-receive. Kanina, dinidistinguish natin, di pa naka-receive or rank and file or supervisor or manager. Pag ordinary benefit, dinidistinguish natin. Kasi, it can be subject to compensation. It would either form part of compensation income. Hence, the employee will be subject to tax or it can be subject to fringe benefit tax. It is the employer who will be paying the tax. Okay, tingnan mo dito, pag na-receive fringe de minimis benefit, hindi yan subject sa income tax. So now, let's discuss what are these de minimis benefits. Okay? Let's discuss. Mabilisan kasi alam ko nabasa niyo na to. Okay? I'll just explain yung mga part na medyo mahirap. Okay? Unang-una, monetize unused vacation leave credits of private employees. Okay? Not exceeding 10 days. Okay? Ibig sabihin, di ba minsan may binibigyan tayo, hindi pala minsan, mandatory, bigyan mo ng leave. Ano ba ang leave? No? Leave is that a person who is supposed to suffer to work, ibig sabihin, kailangan niya pumunta sa work, will nonetheless be entitled to compensation. Compensation or earning even though he did not go to work. Ibig sabihin, sa Pilipinas kasi no work, no pay ang principle, di ba? Sa Pilipinas, no work, no pay. Ibig sabihin, pag di ka pumasok, no pay, no work eh. Pero sabi ng labor code, under the labor standard, entitled lahat minimum of 5-day leave credits. Ibig sabihin, ang employee, pag tumagal na siya ng 1 taon, entitled na siya for a minimum of 5-day leave. Sir, ba't minsan may kilala ko daming leave? Minimum lang kasi yan. No? Minimum lang yan. Merong mga company, para mas maging competitive yung mga packages nila for employees, para hindi tumataas yung turnover nila, mas marami yung leave. Okay? Mas marami yung leave. Ngayon, I suppose you already know what leave is, no? I no need to dwell further on that. Okay? Ngayon, kailan ma-exempt ang leave sa tax? Di ba leave yan? Wala namang pera dyan. Kasi ang leave, sometimes leave, if unused, ibig sabihin, hindi mo ginamit, can be monetized or converted to cash. Okay? Converted to cash. For example, X have 20 unused leave credits. At the end of the year, X decided to monetize the leave. Supposing X is X's daily wage is at 1,000. No? How much X would get? For example, ang basic X's basic daily wage is at 1,000. Ilan ang unused credits niya? 20 days. Diba? Minonetize niya lahat. Times 1,000 per day. Magkano matatanggap niya? Makakatanggap siyang 20,000. Now, dito papasok. No? Is the entire, will this 20,000 to be received by X be subject to tax? Titignan natin. Okay? Titignan natin. Okay? So, supposing X is a private employee. Okay? Supposing X is a private employee and 20, let's say yung 20 leave credits na to, let's say 20 vacation, unused vacation leave. Okay, vacation leave yan. Kasi ano ang mga keywords dito? Vacation. Dapat vacation yan. And dapat private employee yan. And the most important part here is that it must not exceed 10 days. Ito 20 days 20 days. So, ibig sabihin, may taxable part, may exempt part. Okay, how much would be the taxable and exempt part? Sabi kasi, 10 days lang yung exempt. So, 10 days times 1,000. The taxable part is 10,000. And yung the remaining 10 days, the excess, 10,000, the taxable part is 10,000. Tigte 10,000. Okay? Supposing, X converted 20 sick leave credits. Ang kinonvert, sick leave. No? Sick leave ang kinonvert. Take note, vacation leave dapat, sabi ng batas. All the 20-day leave will be subject to tax. Dapat kasi vacation leave. Okay? And ang maximum na exempt, 10 days lang. Okay? 10 days lang. So far, may question dito? Wala. Let's proceed. Okay? Pangalawa, monetize unused vacation unused vacation and sick leave.
Sir, pwede pa zoom ng konti para makita po yung malaki yung letters.
Yan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay na ba? Or should I zoom further? Or
okay na rin,
na
sir.
to? Okay. Okay. So, yan. No? Number 2. Monetize unused vacation and sick leave credits paid to government officials and employees. Okay? Ibig sabihin dito, no limit. Okay? So, yun, walang computation dito. Okay? Ibig sabihin, either vacation or sick leave pa yan, wala tayong pake. Kasi, government employee or official. Okay, government employee or government official. So the entire monetized amount is exempt from taxes, from income tax. Okay? Kasi walang sinabi yung batas, walang sinabi yung revenue regulation as to how much or how what is the ceiling, what is the limit. Since wala, okay, lahat. Kung 50 days yan ang kinonvert ng government employee o government official, the entire conversion is exempt from tax. That is the difference pag private employee and government employee. No need to distinguish. Okay? So, titignan mo kung yung empleyado ba government, yung empleyado ba private. Okay? Titignan mo. Okay? Pangatlo, medical cash allowance to dependents of employees. Okay? Not exceeding 1.5 pesos. Teka. Tama ba? 1.5. Hindi. Parang hindi na malito. So, 1.5. Gawin na natin 3,000 per year. Or 250 per month. Tama naman yung computation. 250 times 12. 250 times 12. Yan. Okay? Paano to? Medical cash allowance to dependents of employees. Ibig sabihin, for dependents, this is yung anak or pwedeng parent, pwedeng child or dependent parent. Sabi kasi ng batas, okay? Sabi kasi ng rule, dependents lang. Okay? Hindi naman niya sinabing child. Hindi naman niya sinabing limited lang sa child ang medical cash allowance. Ano muna to? Medical cash allowance. Pag mayroong benefit ang isang empleyado, say may additional siya at natatanggap 3,000 per year or 250 per month na medical cash allowance, hindi para sa kanya, para sa dependents niya. Okay? Para sa dependents niya, exempt. Provided hindi mag-exceed ng 3,000. Yung dependent, pwedeng minor child o pag sinabi ng problem, dependent parent. Di ba? Minsan yung mga parent, if they reach a certain age, minsan pwede silang makonsider no, na dependent. They are dependent to their child. No? Basta 3,000 yan per year. Okay? 3,000 yan per year. Kung merong medical cash allowance sa dependent, meron naman tayong actual medical assistance to the employee itself. Okay? Not exceeding 10,000 per year. Okay? May actual medical assistance, no? Sa empleyado. Paano to? Paano tong actual medical assistance na to? Take note of the word actual. Una muna, binibigay to sa empleyado, ha? Sa empleyado yung kanina, yung pagbibigay para sa dependent. Okay? Para sa dependent. Pwede naman nandun sa sa payslip. Medical cash allowance to dependents, no? Ito, actual medical assistance. May word na actual dito. Ibig sabihin, actual yan, hindi yan allowance, ha? It is not an allowance. It is an actual medical assistance. Ibig sabihin, usual na nangyayari dyan, naghihingi ng resibo yung HR kasi yung resibo na yon, no, sinasubmit kay BIR as substantiation. Kasi ang gamit ng revenue regulation, no, actual medical assistance. Ibig sabihin, there is a medical let's say there's a medical procedure or any medical concern which requires actual disbursement of money, no? Dapat actual medical assistance, hindi allowance. Hindi pwede allowance. Dapat merong substantiation. Pag alam niyo naman, nasa accountant, actual expense is different from an allowance, di ba? So, Actual yan. And binibigay yan sa employee. And 10,000 per year. Okay, 10,000 per year. So usually, pag pinamimigay yan, ibibigay yan ni company, no, maghihingi si company ng actual receipt. Okay, maghihingi siya ng actual receipt. Okay. Dun na tayo sa mga madali. Rice subsidy. Okay? Not exceeding 2,000 per month. Okay? Not exceeding 2,000 per month. Sabi ng batas, pwede kang magbigay ng rice allowance. Rice subsidy or yung tinatawag yan usually. Rice allowance. Okay? Usually, tawag dyan, rice allowance. Okay? Sir, sabi rin ba, just to give superfluity to the discussion, rice subsidy that exceeding 2,000 or 1 sack of 50 kilogram rice per month. Okay. Let's say, minsan nag-iiba-iba yung price ng rice eh. Minsan, yung 50 kilogram, merong, let's say, magkano ba ang bigas niya? Tingnan natin.
2-2, sir. Ganyan.
2-2, di ba?
Opo.
Ang 2-2, kalahat 50 kilograms yun, di ba? Tama ba? Masyado ata mura.
Tama po, 50 kilo.
50?
Opo, isang kaban.
Okay. Let's say 44 yun, di ba? Meron namang mga bigas na hindi 44. Let's say may bigas na 40. Di ba? Or may bigas na 39. Okay? Let's say may bigas na tig 39, rice 1. 39 per kilo. Rice 2, 44 per kilo. Yan, let's say, sige, ang binigay ni ang binibigay ni employer, rice na mismo. Hindi na pera. Yung usual kasi na ginagawa dyan, in reality, binibigay dyan, pera talaga. Ipinapatong, linalagay sa sahod. Okay? Ginagawang allowance. Siguro na bahala bumili. Pero pwede ba yung company, siya na yung bumili, siya na mismo mag-provide ng rice? Let's say yung company na pasakto, meron rin silang bentahan ng bigas, syempre, para to monopolize the market, para umikot yung pera na pinapasahod. Siya na magpo-provide ng bigas. Instead, bibigay niya ng 2,000, yung empleyado yung bibili sa labas, bakit hindi na lang siya? Total, may negosyo rin naman siyang bigasan. O kaya may kakilala siyang bigasan. No? Kaibigan niya. O pre, yung mga empleyado ko, binibigyan ko ng rice subsidy. Gusto mo, ikaw na lang supplier, mismong bigas na lang yung bigay natin. Okay, paano ang senaryo pag ganon? Times 50 kilograms, times 50 kilograms. Magkano? 39 times 50,
1,950.
950. 44 times 50, 2,200. Okay? Now the question. Itong amount na to, entire amount is exempt. Okay? Only 2,000 is exempt. 200 may be subject to tax. Take note of my word. The word that I use, it is may. It is permissive. Later on, that will make sense. Bakit may ang ginamit ko? Ibig sabihin, pwede siyang masubject sa tax, pwede siyang hindi masubject sa tax. Okay? The word that I will be using or I use is may. Later on, it will make sense. Okay? Just to elaborate on this one, the maximum limit is 2,000. Or, pwede naman, kung actual rice na binigay, 50 kilogram. Provided, it will not exceed 2,000. No, it will not exceed 2,000. Para naman nako-cover natin mga possible scenarios. Kung rice mismo yung binigay. Okay, rice subsidy. Punta tayo. Uniform and clothing allowance. Ito, madali ito eh. not more than 6,000 per year. Okay, not more than 6,000 per year. Ibig sabihin, pag nakaka-receive ka ng 6,000, naka-receive ka 7,000, di only 6,000, it's exempt. Di ba? Simple as that. No? No need, I don't think there's no need to elaborate on that one. Okay? O, after uniform, laundry, allowance, not exceeding 300 pesos per month. 300 pesos per month, that is 3,600 per year. Minsan kasi pinamimigay yan, isang bagsakan na. No? Isang bagsakan, let's say sa December, doon binibigay. No? Employees Achievement Award, not exceeding 10,000. Okay? The Employees Achievement Award must not exceed 10,000, yung annual monetary value. Okay? Ano ba 'tong mga achievement award na 'to? Let's say, Employee of the Month, ikaw yung top seller, ikaw yung may highest who achieved the highest quota, you achieve a quota, you receive, no?
Deep cert.
Yes, possibly you can receive a gift cert or actual money, or can be tangible object, no? Or kung ano man yung pwede pang ma-receive sa ano ba pinamimigay ng mga employer sa mga employee. Usually pinamimigay yan pag pag anniversary or Christmas parties, achievement award, no? Pinamimigay yan per year. Okay, ano pa? Okay. Punta tayo since we have talked about later, and I'll discuss this I'll compare 8 and 9. Okay? Gifts gifts received during Christmas and major anniversary celebrations. Okay, major anniversary celebrations not exceeding 5,000 per year. Okay? 5,000 per year. Yung kanina achievement award, ngayon gifts received during Christmas and major anniversary celebration. Pag ikaw nabigyan ka doon, let's say gift for being employed in the company for at least 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, okay? Dapat hindi mag-exceed ng 5,000. Pero caveat on this one, okay? The revenue regulation expressly provides that it must be a tangible personal property. Ibig sabihin, it must not be cash or cash equivalents. No? Sir, for a while, someone's calling me.
Nawala kasi, sir.
Oo, may phone call ata si sir.
Okay, okay.
For a while, give me a minute, 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, can you hear me?
Apo, sir.
Okay, okay. Ah, kita ba yung shared screen?
Nawala, sir, yung share screen.
Okay, okay. For a while. Share again. Okay. Yan, kita na ba? Sorry, I have a
Okay.
correction pala, no? Okay.
Okay na, sir.
Okay, okay. Sige, I'll be discussing 8 and 9. Okay? Sorry, meron lang akong, hindi ko to sanay nalagay yung kanina. Okay? Going back, no? Meron yung possible na dalawang ma-receive ang empleyado dito. Either Employees Achievement Award, pwede yan. Length of Service Award, or yung award during reaching a quota, for example. Okay, bigyan tayo example. Example, uh, performance award or length of service award, etc. No? Not exceeding 10,000. Okay? Not exceeding 10,000. This must be a tangible property. Tangible personal property. Ibig sabihin, not cash or cash equivalent, such as gift checks. Ano ba spelling ng gift checks? Or gift certificates na lang. Ito lang yung spelling ng gift checks sa SM. Okay? Di ba, minsan sa SM or sa Starbucks or sa mga grocery, meron silang gift checks. Hindi yun pwede. Okay? Pwede. 10,000, pwede mong ma-receive 10,000 yung value ng property, but it must not be a cash or it must not be any cash equivalent. Okay? It must not be a cash equivalent, not a cash equivalent. No? So, pwede mong bigyan, possibly, grocery. 10,000 worth of grocery, but wag mo bibigyan ng gift checks, grocery checks. Bigyan mo yung actual grocery na agad. Kasi pag binigay mo grocery gift checks o gift certificates para siya yung makapili ng grocery, no? It will not be exempt. Okay? Anong pwedeng gawin doon? No? How to circumvent that? Para, syempre, kung grocery agad, hindi makakapili yung empleyado, no? Yung papapiliin mo, or ipangalan mo doon sa resibo, no, is yung company. Ibig sabihin, the buyer would be the company. The company will be the buyer, tapos isama na lang yung mga employee. That is a possible circumvention. So, lilitaw, nakapili pa rin yung employee, but the buyer would be the company, tas ibibigay niya as gift, tangible personal property. Exempt na ulit yung 10,000. Kung meron kang 1,000 na employees, syempre sama mo ba lahat yan? Anyway, that's it. No? Dapat tangible personal property, not cash or cash equivalent. Gifts received during Christmas, pwedeng yan yung mga raffles, naka-receive ka sa raffle, or ano ba yung mga pinamimigay. Basta mga activity during Christmas or major anniversary celebrations ng isang company, 5,000 per year. Okay? 5,000 per year. Hindi, pwede naman yang cash. No? Sorry, a while ago, nilagay ko dyan ko na ilagay yung tawag dito. Yung tangible. No? Pwede yan cash. Okay? Isa pa. Huli natin yung daily bill allowance kasi medyo mahirap yun ng konti. Benefits received by an employee by virtue of a collective bargaining agreement. For brevity, we will use CBA, Collective Bargaining Agreement. Okay? Ano ba tong benefits received by an employee by virtue of collective bargaining agreement? Not exceeding 10,000 per year. Let's discuss one by one. Ano ba tong collective bargaining agreement na to? Perhaps you have heard of the term union or union. Union. Ano ba ang union? Union are group of employees, no? 'Di ba if you read the Constitution, the 1987 Constitution, you will realize that every person, no? Every employees have the right to form association. Ibig sabihin, meron kang karapatan. Lahat tayo may karapatang bumuo. Lahat ng tao may karapatang bumuo ng association. Covered doon yung mga empleyadong gustong bumuo ng union. They can form their own association union. Okay? Ano ba ang purpose ng union? Or pag mag-unionize yung mga employee? Now, union serves as the agent or representative of the employees. Okay? Sir, bakit ka pa kailangan magganyan? No? Illegal ba yan? Yes, very, very, very legal ang union. No? Where in fact, the right to form a union is guaranteed under the 1987 Constitution. Bakit ba mag-union or nag-union ng mga tao? Let's say yung empleyado, 5,000 employees. All of them have their concerns. Okay? Each of them have their concerns. Pag mag-air sila ng concern, kanino? Kay employer. It seems kind of a hassle, no? If lahat ng 5,000 na yon, kakausap pa isa-isa, araw-araw, magpapaschedule to air their concern kay employer. Sir, itong sa location natin to, the working condition in this department is quite ganyan, medyo mahirap mag-work, mahirap mag-focus. Mahirap, di ba? Kung malaki yung kumpanya, 5,000 employees. So anong ginagawa nila ng mga empleyado or mga company? No, they are forming a union. Okay? Yung union, sila na yung magiging representative or agent of the employee. So pag mag-uusap, it's between the union, yung union na lang, and yung employer. Sila na lang ang mag-uusap. Ngayon, okay? Anong pag-uusapan nila? Working conditions, terms of employment, benefits, hours, all, etc. Lahat ng pwedeng pag-usapan about sa working conditions and terms of work, no? Para hindi na pa isa-isa, no? Ngayon, paano paano magiging firm or paano naman mai-enforce yung pinag-usapan nila? Or let's say meron na sila napag-usapan, nag-negotiation sila, no? Anong mangyayari? Ibig sabihin, the agreement between the union and the employer is called the agreement, agreement between the union and the employer is embodied in a collective bargaining agreement. Ibig sabihin, the contract between the union and the employer is called collective bargaining agreement. Kung ang kontrata between the buyer and the seller of land is called deed of absolute sale, ang kontrata ng union at employer tawag dyan collective bargaining agreement. Okay? Yan ang collective bargaining agreement. Okay? Kaya rin minsan nagkakaroon ng mga, 'di ba, minsan may naririnig tayo nag-i-strike, 'di ba? Nag-i-strike. Ibig sabihin, ang strike, ano ba yung strike? Ibig sabihin ng strike, temporary stoppage of work. Strike is temporary stoppage of work. Bakit nagkakaganyan? Union negotiation deadlock. Ibig sabihin, hindi nakapag-agree yung union at employer. Walang CBA na nangyari na-execute. Nag-i-strike yung mga empleyado, nagra-rally, nagwewelga, nag-i-stop ng work to show yung yung dissent doon sa employer. Pwede sila pag nagkaroon ng deadlock. Okay, going back. Dito kasi benefit received by an employee by virtue of a collective bargaining agreement. Nag-usap si union at si employer. Let's say isa sa pinag-usapan nila ay magbigay ng transportation allowance to each employees amounting to 15,000. May transportation allowance lahat daw ng employee. Sabi sa revenue regulation and sabi sa batas, 10,000 benefits received by virtue of collective bargaining agreement, 10,000. Pwede, exempt. No? Binigay dito, 15,000. Di 10K, exempt. 5K, maybe subject to tax. Tali? Ang maximum na pwedeng exempt, 10,000 per employee. No? Anything received by virtue of collective bargaining agreement, 10,000 dapat. Exempt sa tax. Okay? Question on that before we go to the last one?
Sir, yung sa employee achievement ba, ang commission ba is pwede rin under doon?
Commission. Employee Achievement Award. Okay, commission. Okay. Let's say commission based on performance or sale, ganun?
Performance po. Sa performance.
Okay. Commission, for a while, no? Let me confirm the commission, yung commission. Sa revenue regulation.
Sir, baka hindi kasama doon. Move forward na lang tayo.
Hindi, okay.
Okay, sige po.
Okay lang yan, no? Baka pwede naman ilaban, no? Employees Achievement Award. Okay. Although the revenue regulation did not make mention of sabi lang kasi achievement award, no? Did not make mention of whether included siya sa commission, included yung commission or hindi. It would be my opinion that commission is not included the Employees Achievement Award, no? Because commission is based on directly based on the performance of the employee in such a manner that yung compensation income niya is directly based. Yung sasahurin niya is based on the performance to which the commission is based. Na? Ito kasing de minimis benefit, these are being given for the contentment and goodwill of employees. Ibig sabihin, yung binibigay ito, no, for the health, goodwill, contentment, or efficiency of employees. Okay? And since we're talking about exemption, no, it is strictly construed against the taxpayer. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi expressly provided dito ang pagmukha dito, nagbigay length of service, no? Hindi siya expressly provided, it would be my opinion that commission is not exempt.
Okay, sir.
Yan. I would assume that the BIR would also assume that commission is not part of the minimis benefit, even though if it is given in guise of Employees Achievement Award. Na? Kasi hindi siya expressly binigay eh. Remember when we studied exemptions are construed strictly against the taxpayer. Dapat may nagsasabi talaga na pasok yan dyan, na exempted yan. Kung wala, we assume that it is not exempted. No? So that's my opinion. It's not exempted. Okay? May question pa?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Question pa? Okay. Let's go to minsan may makikita kayo may transportation allowance, no? Take note that the revenue exclusive tong list na to. Exclusive list. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwede magdagdag dito. Ibig sabihin, kung wala dyan, wala, no? Minsan kasi may mga nagpa-publish ng article, no? Pagbabasahin mo yung article nila regarding the minimum benefits, may makikita ang transportation allowance. No? Transportation allowance is not a de minimis benefit. Kailan lang siya pwedeng maging de minimis benefit? Pag ilagay mo siya sa CBA. No? CBA. Pag sinabi na ng problem, walang onion yung isang kumpanya, imposibleng magkaroon ng CBA. Walang onion eh. No? Walang onion. Eh, pwede lang maging, ito, katulad dito sa example natin, transportation allowance. Diyan lang siya pwede maging de minimis benefit. 11 lang tong de minimis benefit, ha? So, hindi pwedeng sumobra dyan. Walang pwedeng idagdag. Okay? So, yun lang, no? Kasi minsan may makikita tayong mga article sa internet, blogs, Bravo blog, no? Stating transportation allowance is included. It is not, no? It is not included. Okay? Punta tayo. Yes?
Basta sir, di siya lalampas dun sa, pwede nilang ipasok dun sa limit na 10,000 yung sa travel allowance, no?
Yes, pwede nila ipasok. Kung gusto lang maging exempt, ipasok nila sa collective bargaining agreement. Tapos, not exceeding 10,000 or 10,000. Okay? Pero in itself, let's say walang collective bargaining agreement, walang union, tapos bigla lang nagbigay ng transportation allowance, hindi yun de minimis benefit. Taxable agad yun. Okay?
Okay po.
Daily meal allowance for overtime work or night differential or night, ang tawag doon? Graveyard shift. Not exceeding 25% of the regional basic minimum wage. Okay, take note of this one. Okay, sabi ng batas, pwede kang magbigay ng daily meal allowance, provided yung ibibigay mo hindi mag-exceed ng 25% ng regional basic minimum wage. Katulad ngayon, there's an increase in the minimum wage. Don't worry, I will not ask you to memorize all the minimum wage per region in the Philippines. Iba-iba kasi yan eh. Iba-iba ang wage or regional wage. Kaya nga may tinatawag silang provincial rate and Manila rate, di ba? Kasi nga magkakaiba yung rate sa Pilipinas per yung basic minimum wage. Ibig sabihin, say Region 3. All na to, hindi ko alam yung new. Don't worry, ibibigay yung problem. Okay? Sige, lagyan ko example. Region 3, in Region 3, the minimum wage is at 400 na lang para madali. Example lang to, hindi na 400 ang Region 3. Nag-increase na kasi. Example lang, example. Don't worry sa problem, if meron man, ibibigay. Ibibigay ang minimum wage. Okay? For example, sa Region 3, ang minimum wage ay 400. How much can you give as a daily meal allowance para maging exempt? 25% of 400 is 100. Diba? So, pwede mong bigyan ng 100 daily meal allowance ang employee, provided it is given for overtime work or graveyard shift. Kailan mo masasabi ang overtime? Meron tayong requisite dito Daily meal allowance given. Daily meal allowance for overtime work and night or graveyard shift. Kailan mag-uumpisa ang overtime? OT. OT. Kailan mag-uumpisa? Pag ang empleyado work for more than 8 hours per day. So pag ang empleyado nagtrabaho na more than 8 hours per day, excluding lunch break. Kasi sa Pilipinas, you are entitled to 1 hour break. So kung pumasok ka ng 8 plus 8 hours, mapapansin mo, 8 a.m., labas mo 5 p.m., di ba? Pero pagko-compute mo, 9 hours yan, di ba? The composition of which is 8 hours work plus 1 hour break. Okay? 8 to 5, bilangin mo, 9 hours yan. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 hours yan. No? 8 hours lang yung work. Sir, OT ba ako araw-araw? Hindi. You are entitled to 1 hour break. Siyempre, yung 1 hour break, hindi yan compensable, hindi yan bayad. Ibig sabihin, pag yung empleyado nagtrabaho na more than 8 hours excluding break, pwede na siyang makareceive ng daily meal allowance na exempt. Pwede naman siyang makareceive ng daily meal allowance. Hindi nga lang exempt. Okay? OT, work for more than 8 hours per day. Night shift or graveyard shift, graveyard na lang. Kailan mo masasabi na graveyard shift ang isang empleyado? Work beyond 10 p.m. Okay? Work beyond 10 p.m. So, pang empleyado nagwo-work or Let's say, nag-umpisa siya ng 12 p.m. Labas niya 9, hindi, 2 p.m. Ganun labas niya, 11. Oh, graveyard shift na yan. Hindi mo naman kailangan yung 8 hours work pumasok beyond 10. Hindi naman kailangan yung entire time pumasok ng 10. Pwede naman, kahit isang oras lang lumampas ng 10 o kahit kalahating oras lang lumapit ng 10, graveyard shift ka na. Okay? So, pwede ka nang bigyan ng daily meal allowance na exempt. Okay? Example lang to, 400 bibigay yan. Okay? Question? Question? Wala? O, tapusin na natin. Madali yan. Memorize mo lahat yan. Yung 11, madali kung yung memorize mo. Sir, kanina na-mention mo merong word na may. Okay? Meron word na may. Para saan yan? Ganito kasi yan. Ang isang empleyado, nakaka-receive yan ng compensation income. And sabi ng batas, lahat ay entitled sa 13-month pay. No? 13-month pay. Okay? Sabi kasi ng batas, lahat 13-month pay. Basta nagtrabaho ka more than 1 month, sige, pwede, entitled ka na ng 13-month pay regardless of your designation, probationary or regular ka man, 13-month pay. Ang 13-month pay, pasok yan sa taxable income. So parang ang gross income, eto, ang gross income of an employee ay eto. Okay? 13-month pay and other benefits. Following? Yan ang composition ng, kasi allowable deduction, wala wala kang less, di ba? Wala kang less allowable. Bawal ka niyan empleyado ka So wala kang ganyan. Pakita lang natin pero i-strike natin. Yan, wala kang ganyan. Okay? Ngayon, saan ang purpose ng lahat ng yan? Doon sa 13th-month pay and other benefits, you have an exemption to income tax up to the amount of 90,000. Ibig sabihin, itong 13-month pay and other benefits mo, exempted yan up to 90,000. Naka-receive ka ng 13-month pay, 60,000 lang. Ilalagay mo pa ba dito? Hindi na. What if naka-receive ka ng 13-month pay, 95,000? Magkano ang ilalagay mo dito? 5,000. Only the excess. Okay? Only the excess over 90,000. Okay? Following, only the excess. Ano pa? Bigay tayo example. You receive 13-month pay, 13-month pay, 85,000. You also receive price allowance of 3,000 per month. You also receive clothing allowance of 10,000 per year. You receive actual medical assistance of 15,000 for the year. How much is the taxable part? How much is the exempt part? Okay? Auto-compute muna sa taxable part. Very obvious. 13-month pay. Dito muna tayo sa price allowance. Price allowance. How much is the limit?
2,000.
2,000, di ba? Limit 2,000. Magkano ang actual? Kulang ng isa. Okay. Actual. Magkano actual? 3,000. Excess 1,000. Ano pa? Clothing allowance. How much is the actual? 10,000. How much is the limit?
6,000.
6,000. Magkano ang excess? 4,000. Okay? Naka-receive ka ng actual medical assistance. Actually received 15. How much is the limit?
10,000.
10,000. Ang excess, 5,000. You compute all the excess. How much?
10.
Total. 10. Okay? So, ang 10 na yan, i-add mo pa dun sa 13-month pay. So, ang total ng 13-month pay and yung excess sa limit, itong dalawang to, yun ang i-compare mo sa exempt part, which is 90,000. So, magkano ang taxable 13-month pay and other benefits?
5,000.
Bakit 5,000? Kasi ito ay
85 lang yung 13.
95 ang total, di ba? Tapos, ang exempt part, 90 lang. So, 5,000. Di ba? Madali lang naman eh. Okay? So, how much is the exempt part? Obviously, 90,000. Kasi ang total na na-receive mo, total 13th month pay and other benefits received, how much? 95. 10,000, actually, mali tong ano, total na lang, yan. No? Total excess. Okay? How much ang total excess? 10. No? Tapos ang 13th month mo, 85. Yung total excess, 95. Magkano exempt part? 90. Taxable, edi yung sobra lang, 5,000. 5,000 lang ang ilalagay na dito. Okay? Kaya kung sumasahod ka, let's say, 13th month pay mo, 85. Edi 85 rin ang sahod mo. Taxable income mo, 90. Okay? Question?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, sir, paano mo nasabing 85 ang compensation income? Sabi kasi sa batas, no, ang 13th month pay is equivalent to 1 month salary. 1 month salary. Turo ko na rin habang may time pa. May interesado naman ng lahat. Magiging interesado ka dito someday. I assure you. Pupusta ako, magiging interesado ako dyan someday. At least alam mo paano i-compute. Okay? How do you compute 13th month pay? Sabi ng batas, 1 month salary. If worked for 1 year. Sir, paano kung na-employ ako June 30, 2024? Magkano ang entitled ako sa December 31, sa December 2024? You are entitled to ilang months ka nag-work? From June to December. That is 6 months, di ba? June, July, September, October, November, December. 6 months. 6 months over 12 months times 1 month salary equals to 13-month pay prorated. So, if ikaw sumasahod ka, for example, salary is say 50,000, edi 6 months over 12 months times 6 over 12 times 50,000, ang 13-month pay mo ay 25. Alam mo, 25 ang dapat mong ma-receive. Pagdating ba ng December, kailangan may kaltas yan? Itong 25? Wala. Kasi, magkano ang exempt na part? Emphasis on this one. The exempt
90.
part is 90. So, pag nasa ganyan yung sahod mo, dapat, pag naka-receive ka ng 13-month pay, walang kaltas. Okay? Kasi exempt part yan, exempt from income tax. So, the coverage of your exam on Saturday will be until there. Study, paano pwede pa ikot-ikutin yung problem na yan? Because I have na the exam, papaikutin ko ang exam dyan. Study very well. Compensation income, including, Yung coverage natin from beginning, general principle, final income tax, capital gains tax, and ito, gross income and compensation income, including the minimum benefit until there. Okay? Anyone have a question?
Sir, paulit-ulit, sir. Ano yung
The
chapter?
coverage should be introduction,
Okay, ito na.
final income tax, capital gains tax, gross income, and ito, compensation income.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay?
Sir, excuse me po.
Yes.
Pwede po bang pasend din po na tong file, Word file po sa sa GC po?
Okay, sige.
Thank you po, sir.
Attorney, may question din po ako.
Yes, ano
Yung
yan?
regarding sa mandatory benefits po, di ba i-deduct po siya sa gross income po?
Mandatory benefit, which
Opo,
is...
yung SSS, PhilHealth Pag-ibig.
Oo, yes. Sige, bigay tayong example. Transcript, October 17. Okay. Paano yan? A while ago, discuss natin gross income. Yan yung natatax. And na-discuss rin natin na ganito ang itsura ng gross income ng isang empleyado. Kasi ito yung sahod niya, 85. This is compensation. Ito yung sahod niya. Let's say, for example, meron siyang wala pa dyan. Hindi pa na-deduct dyan yung mga mandatory contribution. Sabi kasi sa batas, kaya siya tawag na mandatory contribution. Pag merong employer-employee relationship, magpapasahod, kailangan mong mag-deduct ng SSS kung private ka, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Let's say, sige, bigay tayo example. Let's say, sumasahod ka, monthly salary, 90,000. Okay? Tapos, yung SSS mo, usually, SSS, GSIS. SSS, pag ang employer mo, private. GSIS, pag government employee ka. Yan yung usual na pinakamalaki. Let's say, ito, 4,000. PhilHealth, 500. Pag-ibig, 500. Okay? How much is, sige, may withholding tax ka. Sabihin natin, withholding tax mo, 4,000. Malaki rin yan. How much ang net pay mo? Marireceive mo, kano yan? 81. Okay? Ang tanong ngayon, how much is the gross income or compensation income subject to tax? How much yung andito? Okay? Ang SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig exempt. Ang PhilHealth, ang SSS GSIS exempt. PhilHealth exempt. Pag-ibig exempt. Yung withholding tax not exempt. Kasi it is as if advance payment of tax lang yan. So magkano? Taxable income, how much? 90 minus 4,000
86.
minus 500 minus 500, magkano? 85 ba?
85.
Tama, 85. Okay? Etong tatlong to exempt. Ibig sabihin, pag kumikita ka ng 90,000 per month, 90,000 per month, for a while, no? Teka, schedule ko lang yung meeting dun sa Bustax class ko, no? Baka kala nila walang pasok eh. Okay? October 17 lang. Okay. Okay, going back, no? Kung sumasahod ka ng 90,000 per month, syempre mandatory kang makaltasan, SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig. Magkano ang basis ng tax mo? Is it the 90,000 or the 85,000? It is the 85,000. Okay? So ang nandito pag magko-compute ka 85,000. Okay? Di ko pala na-mention kanina 'yan. Okay? Question pa so far?
May question, sir, doon sa chat.
Okay. Hi sir, may required number of days ba before ma-prorate ang 13-month or kahit 1 day off lang need na? Hi sir, may required number of days ba before ma-prorate ang 13th month or kahit 1 day off? I'm sorry, parang naputol siya. Or kahit 1 day off blank lang need na i-prorate.
Parang kung 1 day pa lang siguro, sir, sa work.
1 day sa work. No. Sabi sa batas, minimum, work ka 1 month. Siyempre, prorate 1/365, di ba? Ang pagpa-prorate dyan, monthly. Okay? Ang pagpa-prorate dyan, monthly. So, minimum, dapat you have worked for at least 1 month. Pag naka-isang buwan ka na sa kumpanya, okay, entitled ka na sa 13 month. 1/12. Naka 2 months ka, 2/12. Naka 3 months ka, 3/12. Nakaka 6 months ka na sa kumpanya, 6/12. Naka isang taon ka, buo na ang 13 month mo. Okay? Pero hindi yan daily ang proration, monthly ang proration ng 13 month. Okay?
Okay, sir.
May question pa?
Sir, possible po kaya na mag-mix po yung, for example po, government employee ka po, then at the same time, supervisory employee ka po, ganun, sir.
You mean sabay or after? Let's say government, private ka ngayon, tapos lumipat ka ng government within the same year or sabay?
Sabay po, sir.
You're a government employee at the same time, private employee?
Yes po, sir. Hindi, I mean po, sir, government employer ka po. Then yung position mo po is managerial, ganun po.
Manager ka sa government? Managerial
Opo,
ang
parang
position
ganun
mo sa
po.
government?
Opo, or supervisory po, ganun.
Yes, pwede naman. Pwede naman yun. Hindi lang naman limited. Although kasi, yung supervisory and managerial description, it is the description under the labor code. Pag kasi government employee, hindi sinusunod, generally, hindi sinusunod ang definition ng labor code. Ang sinusunod ay civil service. No? The rules or the law governing civil service commission. No? So, pag ayun, no? Pwede naman maging supervisor or managerial. But let me emphasize pala, this one applies to private. Okay, private employees. But we will not be studying government employees. Pang-private lang to, pang-private, no? Private lang 'yan. Okay? Kasi ang sumusunod ang discussion ng tax code na to is for yung discussion niya sa labor code. Ang mga government employees, hindi yan governed generally ng labor code. Civil service sila. Kaya nga before ka mag-work sa government, kailangan civil service passer ka. Okay? Kasi nga, you are being governed and administered by the Civil Service Commission. Okay? So, but pwede? Pwede naman. Pwede ka naman, syempre may mga supervisor and managerial level tayo doon. But, hindi nag-a-apply tong rule na to doon. Ito kasi for private. Okay, merong sariling regulation and issuance ang BIR for benefits received by government employees. But take note Meron ring meron ring de minimis ang government employees. Okay, applicable rin sa kanila to. Okay, it's quite complicated with if you mix government employees and private employees when we study all their benefits kasi masyado maraming benefits ang government. Now, this is generally applicable to private. Pero meron rin ganyan ang government, mas marami lang. Okay? Meron pa silang ibang exempt aside dito sa 11 na to. But for the purpose of your exam, don't worry, hindi naman kayo bibigyan ng outside the topic. Medyo may pagka-complicated kasi when we mix civil service rules pa eh. Okay? But pwede, may managerial position and supervisory position naman sa government. Pwedeng mag-mix yun. Pwedeng may ganun. May ganun naman talaga. Question pa? May follow-up question ba yun?
Wala na yata, sir.
Yung nagtanong. Baka may follow-up question ka for asking that?
Sir, sa exam, magpo-focus tayo sa private po.
Yeah, yes. Private.
Sige, sir.
Mahirap yung yung civil service eh. And it is not covered. Private. Okay, but of course, merong konting government dito, katulad dito number 2. Pag minonetize lang, government employee, yun lang. Yun lang yung coverage natin insofar as government employees and officials are concerned. But in computing the compensation income, taxable income, and yung exempt benefits ng government employees, hindi na covered. Yan lang. Focusing lang tayo on private. Question? Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me for that. May question pa? Wala na?
Wala
Sige.
na yata.
Sige, if you have no more question, good luck on your exam on Saturday. Face-to-face exam tayo during our time. Okay? I
Okay,
repeat,
sir.
face-to-face exam during our time. Bring yellow paper and a calculator and ball pen.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po, sir.
Sige, attorney.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye.